Hi everybody, it's Tallara and welcome back to Baldur's Gate 3. We're still here at Worm's Rock Fortress. Karlach has left us to go think about things back at camp after we defeated Lord Gortash, and we're gonna go join her, but before we do, I was just looking around this room and there's a lot of very interesting reading material just laying about. First of all, we have memoir notes for Gortash. He's in the middle of writing his own memoir, apparently, and here is his outline for Chapter 4. I re-establish worship of Bane in Baldur's Gate as a hidden cult. I realize the secret worship of Baal is also on the resurgence and acquaint myself with the local leader, an actual Baalspawn, aka Gladys. The Baalspawn and I work together on a heist from the House of Wonders and discovering common goals forge an alliance. In dreams, the Baalspawn and I are visited by Baal and Bane, who name us their chosen and command us to seek out an ally with Ketheric Thorm, the chosen of Myrkul. Visiting Ketheric at Moonrise Towers, I learn of the Mind Flayer colony in the Underdark below and conceive a plan to conquer its elder brain using the Crown of Karsus. The Baalspawn and I employ a Diabolus service to gain access to Mephistar and steal the crown. We three chosen use the crown to enslave the colony's elder brain, but during that raid, the Baalspawn is betrayed by the Baalist second-in-command, Orin the Red, who usurps the Baalspawn's power and declares herself Baal's new chosen. Following my master plan, the new trio brainstorms our grand hoax of the Absolute. Note, where to put in the Astral Prism and the adventurers who took it after its theft from Vlaakith, and when to admit considering taking them as my new allies. So that's really interesting. It basically gives us a timeline of everything that happened. It's so nice to just have everything succinctly. Here's what happened. Here's the order. I think that's pretty cool right there. And then speaking of the Astral Prism, there's another book right here titled The Astral Prism Heist. Gortash's private memoir notes, number 16, The Astral Prism Heist. After that dream I had about the Githyanki threat to our accelerated grand design, my research led me to pore through the old archives left behind in Moonrise Towers by the High Heralds. These records included some surprising early sources, both Githyanki and Githzeri, that mentioned a relic or artifact called the Astral Prism, or Prism. Though the source of its power was unstated, this artifact was reputed to be able to project a field that disrupted Illithid psionics. Such an artifact would clearly be an existential threat to both our absolute ambitions and the grand design. All three of the ancient sources agree that the Astral Prism was in the hands of the Githyanki Lich Queen Vlaakith. Thus was born the plan to send a tadpoled strike team in a regrown Nautilid, piloted by the Emperor, to steal the Astral Prism from Vlaakith. So that lines up with what the Emperor has told us previously. What they didn't know is that once the Emperor entered the field of the Astral Prism, that he too would be freed from Illithid control. This is all so interesting. For me, I just love the lore of this game, so this is fantastic. We could steal Gortash's clothes if we wanted to, but here, for now, here's another book titled The Ultimate State. Oh. What is progress? Progress is the movement of society and culture towards a state of collective unity. Without unity, mortals, each with their own individual agenda, blunder against each other, causing friction, conflict, war. Unity, peace, and prosperity is achieved when the collective follows a single agenda, that of one superior person. Runaway egocentrism, that urge often miscalled free will, is the one true enemy of unity. Free will must be eliminated. Control of the brain is the key. The Netherese tadpole is the perfect tool. Tadpole, the brain, is free of egocentrism to follow the agenda of unity. The tadpole brain is a happy brain. There's no conflict, except against the enemies of unity. And the brain is all you need, once freed from its agendas of free will. It can also be freed of the frailties of the mortal form. The brain can live forever in a steel body, or even better, control that body from afar. This is progress. This is the ultimate state. Lord Enver Gortash. So Gortash was completely content and willing to just have the populace of Faerun become basically slaves. The same as the Steel Watch. They didn't even need their brains in their bodies. As long as they listened to Gortash and the Absolute, that was all he cared about, which is kind of scary. Here's another journal of Enver Gortash right here. He really liked to write in his journal. Good God. Works out for us, though. I knew it would be risky to give one of the nether stones to that loose catapult, Orin, but when I look in her eyes, I feel something, though I'm not sure what to call it. And after all, what's the point of a grand alliance of the Dead Three without old Baal? I thought I could depend on that age-stumped Ketheric. However, it never even occurred to me that he could be brought down by a random collection of shabby adventurers. Little did Gortash know that random collection of shabby adventures would also bring him down. Obviously, possession of the weapon was the key element, but do the vagabonds possess the weapon, or does the weapon possess them? It's just as the great sages say, a plan will take you only so far, and then you have to fall back on principles. And insomuch as control is the guiding principle of the committed Baonite, it's axiomatic that I must be in control of all 3 netherstones. The solution is obvious. Pit the vagabonds against the loose catapult, and once they bring me the other 2 netherstones, we'll find suitable positions for them in the new order to follow. Not the Illithid's grand design, of course, but the golden reign of Gortash. Yes, that has a nice ring to it. Then we shall deal with our naughty absolute brain and its growing propensity to throw petulant psionic tantrums. PPT. It's no accident that I chose to place it in a domed cavern beneath the upper city. Okay, we know where the brain is. The location is perfectly formed to concentrate the psychic force of the netherstones. Concentrate it to such a degree that not even our netherese enhanced brain will be able to resist my commands. Once I control all 3 netherstones, naturally, and the sooner the better. Yeah, taking a minute just to read through Gortash's notes here is just a wealth of lore and knowledge. We've got even more over here. First up is about the Baldur's Gate Temple of Baal. A report for Lord Gortash by Scribe Yanthus. Your humble servant must report a failure in his assigned task of determining the location of the Baal Temple. Its location is known in a general sense. It's in the haunted, tumble-down subterranean complex usually called the Undercity Ruins. But though these ruins are said to be accessible from Baldur's Gate's sprawling sewer system, accounts differ on the location of this access point. Even if one could find a way into the ruins, they are extensive, and the temple's location within them is no longer certain. The temple was last active during the time of the Baalist leader Saravok over a century ago, and is said to have fallen into disuse after his passing. I shall report to the disciplinarian to expiate my failure. Oh, wow. R.I.P. Scribe Yanthus. But okay, that's a lead on where we need to go, somewhere in the sewers. Next, this is a portfolio notebook. It's stuffed with page after page of diagrams and schematics, recognizable as Gandhian designs for magically enhanced mechanisms, but amended and expanded by notes in Gortash's precise handwriting, with emendations such as infernal hellfire power sources, Illithid synapse cable wiring, and even Githyanki image projection hexnology. Particularly striking is a diagram of a giant steel watcher variant, with a note in Gortash's hand reading, "Weight insupportable? Cut the mass." Probably referring to the one that we took down in the foundry. Last book here, Studies of the Elder Brains. A report for Lord Gortash by Scribe Yanthus. An Illithid elder brain is many things. Absolute ruler of its mind flayer colony, fount of procreation through its production of Illithid larvae, the so-called tadpoles, but most of all, an elder brain is a supremely powerful organic calculator, a mental machine able to process a vast number of simultaneous thought processes. It is always 100 moves ahead and cannot be surprised except by a sudden confluence of unexpected variables. Mortal genius and innovation are no match for its sheer computational power. Below this, a note is appended in Gortash's precise handwriting. No weaknesses but the unexpected. It seems I shall need unexpected allies. So that's why Gortash wanted to work with us. He thought that such an unexpected thing might throw the brain for a loop. Here there's a note. Lord Gortash, obedience before all, based on their levels of influence, cross-indexed with vulnerability to various forms of pressure, bribery, blackmail, direct threats. The following are the top 8 peers in Parliament to target in the next 10 days. Oh, interesting. So that's how he got so much political power. He figured out the right people to target. And then, is there anything else out here? Looks like that might be it. Oh, nope. One more. Valarkin's failed coup. Who's Valarkin? This is a popular history account of Grand Duke Valarkin's attempt to usurp the power of Baldur's Gate's Council of Four, when she staged a failed coup backed by a cult of lycanthropes called the Band of the Red Moon. There are several notes in the margins in Gortash's precise handwriting, with the following scrawled in the end paper. 2 lessons. First, assassination alone isn't enough, and second, Duke Dillard Porter lived through this, so don't underestimate him. I'll give it to Gortash. He did his research. He has been plotting and scheming and figuring out the best way to take over Baldur's Gate for quite some time now. It's impressive, but in the end, it wasn't enough. Alright, let's return to camp, rest up, we need to speak to Karlach, and then plot our next move, because I really want to go rescue Lae'zel. It's been a while since she was kidnapped, and I feel bad leaving her out to dry for any longer, so... Let's catch some Z's, get some shut-eye. Alright. Now, Karlach. Let's go speak to her. Oh, before we speak to Karlach, look.
What does she want?
Like, kudos on the murder of Gortash is the name of this letter. I like how she always leaves it in a puddle of blood. Wouldn't be a letter without the blood. You've done well, underling. Baldur's Gate gags on Gortash's gall, and your little pet still has eyes to witness it. Now, to do proper honor to the murder lord, you must submit yourself to trial in the murder tribunal. Remember, Sicarius. Succeed there, and you may find me in Baal's temple, deep below the tyrant's rotted cobbles. In that unholy sanctum, the murder lord will watch our blood duel at last. I will keep your minions safe until then, unless it misbehaves. Orin. I absolutely despise doing what I'm told when it comes from Orin, but she is so unpredictable, so much of a loose cannon, that I fear if we don't follow what she says, Lae'zel will suffer for it, so... I guess our next step then is to go to this murder tribunal. First up, we're gonna speak to Karlach. She looks like she's feeling a little better. She's dancing, hip-hopping over here. What's going on?
Hey, soldier. You're back.
Yeah, I've been worried about you. Are you alright?
Yeah, despite my best efforts. I kept trying to flop over and give up, but Karlach just won't let me. Did I miss anything important?
Well, we can talk about that later. I'm more concerned about you.
Would you believe it if I said I'm all right? You know, soldier, we're so fucked. The Dark Three are trying to consume the Sword Coast. We've still got tadpoles in our eyes, and I've got a ticking time bomb in my chest. I'm not sure anyone has ever been more fucked than this. And yet, we're fine. In this moment, we're fine. Here I am. There you are. Breathing, talking, even laughing if we want. Is it very precious to say that despite it all, I'm happy?
No, it's sweet and it's sad and... Look, if you're happy, I'm happy.
In that case, there's something I wanted to ask you. Will you stay with me when it's time for me to go? I think I can do anything if you're there. Even die.
Karlach! Oh my god. Oh, my heart. I mean, like... Obviously, of course, yes, I will be there if that's what you want, but I haven't given up hope yet. We're going to cure you before it comes to that. I just know it.
All right. But if we don't, I hope I can count on you. You haven't let me down yet, and it'd be a poor showing to start now. Now, enough tragedy. I'm not gone yet, and our schedule is packed with important heroics, isn't it? Plus, if I cry anymore, I'm going to run out of tears and start leaking motor oil. Thanks for everything, soldier. I'm extremely glad to be in this thing together.
And I'm glad to be in it with you, sweet Karlach. She is the best. Are you feeling up to joining our party again now?
What's on your mind?
Tell me more about your relationship with Gortash.
He got his claws into me early. I was a wild kid, brawling my way through the city. One of my mates got wind of a bit of work guarding some indoorsy type with lots of enemies. Seemed like easy money, so I went in for it. He took one look at me and said I was perfect. I like that. Not like that, you know. Just... it felt like a good fit. I kept him safe, and he paid me well. Well enough to move my folks into a better neighborhood and put something away for the future. My future. I respected him, trusted him. And he returned that trust, that respect. His life was in my hands, and I took that seriously. The whole thing with Zariel happened so fast. I had no idea what had gone down until it was over. One minute I was in Baldur's Gate, a happy, healthy, not quite kid. The next, I was burning up in Avernus with an engine for a heart. Zariel laughed. Said she paid him well for my services. She'd wanted to test her new machine, and he said I'd be able to handle it. He was right. Sometimes I wish he weren't. Evil, evil bastard.
Poor Karlach. I'm glad we learned a little bit more about their relationship, because as I mentioned before, she didn't actually really tell us about their relationship, so finally get to fill in a few blanks there, but still so sad.
Copper for your thoughts?
Well, come on, we're heading out.
Fuck yes.
Alright. Now, anyone else in camp want to chat before we take off? Actually, you know, we haven't spoken to Dame Aelin since the confrontation at Sorcerer's Sundries. Perhaps we should check in with her.
Ally mine, we are reunited once more. I was just regaling sweet Isabel with tales of our prowess.
Very impressive. Thank you for helping Aelin. That wizard sounded absolutely dastardly.
It's a good word for him. I mean, it was my pleasure. He had it coming.
He did, and it came. Now, my friend, bask in your victory. I will do the same. My darling, we must inform our friend of our news.
Indeed. I've scouted a Selûnite enclave outside the city. They faced the Absolute's armies and come out battered and bruised. Aelin and I will go to them, provide what help we can.
But fear not. When the time comes for you to face the foe of foes, Isabel and I will stand by your side.
We wouldn't miss it. Not for anything.
Go well, friend. We will see you soon. And with our great powers combined, this city will be saved.
Love it. Happy to have you as an ally. See you later, ladies. Best of luck out there on the road. I love how you can just see Gladys's butt cheeks on the statue in the background. Oh god. Alright, let's check our journal. So, we have now obtained Gortash's nether stone, so there's only one left. And now, so since we've killed Gortash, as Orin requested, we need to bring his severed hand to the murder tribunal, where we will then gain access to the Temple of Baal and Orin herself. So, the murder tribunal is underneath Candle Hollow's tombstones. The word Sicarius will grant us entry. Don't know where that is, but I guess we'll go take a look around and see what we can find. Back in the city, luckily for us we have a waypoint leading to the area we need to go. Oh, Shadowheart just got a condition. Mysterious Sharon wound. Shar is still mad that she left her service, but come on, Shar. You gotta get over it. Okay, well, hang on. Let's take a little detour then before we head down to the murder tribunal. The Elf Song Tavern. This place actually looks really nice. We've definitely come across some not so nice taverns in our journey. Apparently the Emperor had some sort of hideout here. And then, wasn't there someone else we had to meet at the Elf Song Tavern? The name is coming to mind, but I can't quite remember who it was. Hello, you work here?
Aye, aye. Pull up a seat. If you can find one spare, that is.
Business going well?
With all this talk of war, what else are folk to do but drink? I reckon the murder would had something to do with it too. Got punters all intrigued. On that morbid note, what can I get you fine self?
Tell me more about the murder.
Going to make this place famous, I reckon. Victim is a bloody duke. Boleyn Stelmane. Well, she was a duke. Now she's just bloody. I reckon I'll be able to charge double for that room once the constable's done with it. Murders and ghosts are always grand for business. At least,
Interesting.
I hope.
So this is where Duke Stelmane was murdered, and that is why I remembered the name of this place. This is where the constable is. Remember, we were doing our fair share of moonlighting as a detective on the outskirts of Baldur's Gate when we found that poor priest who was murdered. We spoke to Mr. Elephant, and he said to go speak to his higher up, so I guess we need to go up here. Are they gonna let me?
Halt, Civvy. Turn back. This is an active crime scene.
Hold on, Thornhill. I'm tired of standing here. Devella's been up there for ages. Some diversion would be welcome.
Investigator Valeria told me to speak with Constable Devella.
Constable Devella said she wasn't to be...
Investigator Valeria outranks her. As you were, Civvy. Fair warning, though. She's in a foul mood.
Great, just my luck. Okay. Well, while we're here, we can look into the murder of Duke Stelmane, perhaps find the Emperor's belongings, and...
A place to receive clients and informants. I wonder if it's as I remember it.
Oh, so this was a place that she frequented. Just remember, the Emperor and Duke Stelmane were very close.
I wonder if any of these rooms are available to rent.
Yeah, I don't know. But, yeah, we gotta go report in on our murder, and then maybe we can learn some more about this murder. Detective Gladys puts her hat back on. Light the pipe.
Bollocks! I told those idiots not to let anyone through. You. Name, rank, and reason for interrupting an active crime scene. For your sake, the last one better be bloody good.
Could be a little nicer there, ma'am. Are you Devella? Valeria sent me.
To fetch her another bottle of mead, no doubt. Yes, I'm Devella, the unfortunate colleague. Unless you've got useful information, leave me to my work. Duke Stelmane's dead, and I've got to find who killed her.
Luckily for you, I think I might have a lead. Let's tell her about the... Oh no, let's say there's more at stake than Stelmane's murder now that Ball himself is involved.
Ball? That's exactly what I... Wait. How do you know about that?
Well, let's tell her about the murder target list that we found while investigating Lorgan's murder.
God. That's it. Proof that I was right. I've been working on an assignment, see? A research project of sorts. I knew my conclusions were sound. But this... I never expected this. I'll tell you what I know.
Excellent.
A century ago, there was a man. Saravok Anchev. He was a child of the god of murder, Baal.
What? A child of Baal? Don't know any of those.
The Iron Throne. A dark tower hiding a darker secret. It was the front for a deadly arms-dealing network. There, Saravok amassed an army and sought to become a god. Under his stewardship, the Baal temple was revived. And with it, the Baal cult itself. Fortunately, the temple was destroyed, and to cleanse the city of Saravok's memory, the Iron Throne was torn from its foundations and cast into the Cheonthar. For most, that was the end of it. But cults like that don't disappear overnight. That list you spoke of confirms I'm right. The Baal cult is back, and someone is out there, continuing Saravok's work.
Well, you see, it definitely wasn't me, you know, at some point. But that doesn't matter, because I'm reformed now. You're not wrong about the cult. I found some Ballas in the sewers, actually.
No doubt you found a trail of bodies in their wake. The brutality of the killings is on a par with Saravok's own. But there's something more here. Something new. There's a reference to these murders. A certain flair. It's as if they were done in worship. The precision of the cuts. The depth, the execution. The best butchers in Faerun couldn't make a cut like that. Trust me, I've asked them. I tried to explain all this to my superiors, but they wouldn't have any of it. They told me to drop it.
told me the city doesn't need another conspiracy theorist and to get back to doing my job before they find someone else to do it for me. But you're not bound by such constraints. Oh, help me out here. Help the city out. I bet if you follow the trail of these murders, you'll be able to unearth the truth of this resurgence.
Luckily for you, I'm literally on the trail of Ball right now. But what about the other victims on the list, the ones who are still alive?
There are patriarchs on the murder target list. I'm oathbound to secure them first, so I'll be heading to the upper city next. While I'm there, the other potential victims will be at risk. Could you warn them?
I mean, the flaming fish should be protecting everyone, not just upper city folk.
Not from round here, are you? We're in
I am, actually, but...
This is just how things work.
I'm a reformed lady. Look, I'll see what I can do.
Thank you. That's all I can ask, and more than I hoped. Once I'm done with the Patriarchs, I'll head to Basilisk Gate to have another go at convincing my superiors to put some resources into this matter. Meet me there if you've anything more to report. And good luck.
Oh, she was a lot more reasonable than her superior, the Elephant Lady. But this is the crime scene. It looks like Duke Stelmane was murdered in bed, I guess. On the floor, we have a bloody signet ring.
Bloodied ring. Guess the killer didn't want jewelry.
No, they weren't interested in that. We got something here. Notes on Stelmane's murder. Crime scene notes drafted by Devella Fountainhead. Deceased Duke Bellin Stelmane. Location, private room upstairs at Elfsong Tavern. Cause of death, suspect blood loss. Observations, ritualistic killing. Right hand missing. Clean severance likely before death. Mark of the Absolute on the floor. Empty bottle, recently drained of contents. Maybe poison? Motive? Suspect Ballis ritual, but won't tell Valeria that. Suspects? None. Yeah, this was bloody. What have we got here? Map of murder. The map of the city bears a single marker, the location of one murder site where the slain were arranged into a grotesque tableau. Oh yeah, the Ballists are at work. That is unfortunate. R.I.P. Duke Stelmane. Now,
I wonder if any of these rooms are available to rent.
the Emperor said his secret stash was here, but I don't know where that actually is. So take a look around. It's a beautiful rooftop patio they've got here.
That might be worth a look.
What might? Oh. Good eye, Karlak. I knew I kept you around for a reason.
The cellars are just down the stairs. There, you'll find my old lodgings.
Perfect. Except I can't open the door for some reason. There we go. Oh! What the heck? Look how many rats are down here. What in the world? Okay. Note to self, don't order food from the Elfsong Tavern. I have a feeling they aren't passing health and safety inspections. That is a lot of rats. Oh my god. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's like 30 rats here.
Got to move.
Wowza. Alright. Let's see how many we can take out in one go here. Luckily they all only have 1 HP. Alright, it's a lot down, but still a lot to go.
Blood comes easy these days.
This is so nuts. I've never seen so many rats in one spot, which is probably for the best. Wow. Gladys got inspired by how many rats she just killed in one go. Hey look, you're a reformed Ballist cult leader. Perhaps after this, if you're done with burning, you could, I don't know, get into pest control? Wow. Oh my god, we burned all of the rats. There's only one left. And he killed himself.
The wine cellar. There's a hidden door that leads further in.
Got it. Thank you, Emperor.
The
Cannot believe.
is somewhere among the wine racks.
The wine racks. think I went a little overboard with the fire. There's something here, a keepsake ring. Ow.
You don't want to make an enemy of me, friend.
Yeah, can we put out the fire? Allison, I appreciate you, but let's put this out now. There we go. Except now, God knows we're just gonna slip around on the ice. Truly win some, lose some. Let's grab that keepsake ring. Is there anything to that, or is that just a basic ring? Created by a conglomerate of druids one moonlit night when all the stirring violins of insect elms and whispering winds consorted, and when wild beasts in need of taming prowled unseen. It allows you Dominate Beast, a level 5 enchantment spell. Nice. Actually gonna get Halcyon to equip that. Alright. Now, we're looking for the lever. Oh my god. Guys, I really went overkill on the spells here. Between the wall of fire and the sleet storm.
Never a dull moment.
I was just like scared all the rats were gonna fuse together into some sort of mega rat. I was genuinely terrified.
On the other side, you'll find a passageway, known only to those invited to do business.
Okay, what does the button do? Aha. Man, the Emperor, you had some fancy hideout in here. Through the barrel. Whoa.
Detector's been activated. There must be Gith hostiles nearby.
Wait, what? Man, thank God we got that psionic detector, but how in the world did Gith hostiles get down here in the Emperor's old base? Alright. Stay frosty, everybody. Wow.
Blackith has found us. Get rid of them, quickly.
Classic Blackith. This is so nice. This is the nicest hideout I've ever seen.
As brazen as described.
Hi, here I am.
Gloomed soul who thieved from our queen. Of course you had help, didn't you? From the illithid you carry inside the astral prism. How quaint that we should meet here, in the very place that it once called home.
Oh, they know a lot.
All about the Emperor and its dealings with you. Though I must confess, its peculiar relationship with you threw us off course for a while. Most illithids prefer to dominate their thralls through transformation. Yet here you stand, untransformed. Tell me, what did it offer you in exchange for your servitude?
I wish Lae'zel was here. How do you know about all this?
Mind flayers are our quarry. We have filled libraries with our knowledge of how to hunt them down. We tracked it from the moment the astral prism fell into its claws. And now that we have found it, we will reclaim the astral prism, purge it of the illithid interloper, and restore it to its rightful owner.
You should know that the Emperor is not the only occupant of the astral prism.
What are you doing?
My dear child, I already know all there is to know. I will liberate you from your puppet master.
Alright, there's no getting through to them. I was hoping I might be able to convince them to see reason, but clearly that's not gonna happen. Alright, so we've got people up here, including a gate master, who I'm like, perhaps we should probably get rid of her before she summons more people. Let's make that a priority. Right now, though, we'll get Karlach to shoot a couple arrows in. And then she can rage. Shadowheart, let's get you to Misty Step right up here. And get you to burn, baby, burn. Nice! Wow, that took down the Gate Master one hit.
Still on my feet.
Beautiful. Guess who's also hopping up there? Actually, Gladys should probably get to this other side. Sprint, Gladys, sprint.
What path lies before me?
Boo, boo, boo. Or maybe, actually, we can just get Halcyon up there. We don't need Gladys. Oh, yeah. There we go. What do you mean, not enough movement? Come on. There we go. I select it perfectly. Now, Ice Storm. Beautiful. Knocked them all down, closed the portal, took out the gate master. That was a good first turn, if I do say so myself. She slipped on the ice. Hopefully she broke her neck. Sorry, that's very dark of me to say, but hey, you're trying to kill me.
For the queen.
Your queen sucks. She's an imposter. Give it up and perhaps you can live. Alright, Karlak. Can you make it over here?
Down
Yep.
the hatch.
Chop, chop. Woo. Woo. Back-to-back critical hits. Let's go. I was hoping for 3 in a row there, but I didn't want to get greedy. All right. Not ideal. The thing about Shadowheart is sometimes I'm like, well, I'm right next to him. I should, you know, attack him with my weapon. Then I realize, no, you never want Shadowheart to just regular attack with a weapon. It's not really what we're looking for. Alright, speaking of attacks... time to get furry. Nice. Almost done. I think me getting rid of those portals so fast was really big. Because presumably more Githyanki would have just been funneling through those at this point. So... definitely think I made the right decision just going right for those. Nice. One down. Just these guys to go. Enraged throw. Throw this candlestick at her. Aw, that would have been awesome if she just got clubbed in the head with a candlestick. Alright, let's do inflict wounds. There we go. That was so much more effective than when I just tried to attack her normally last time. Always got to go for the magic when you're working with Shadowheart. Target is out of sight. What do you mean? She's right there. Gladys, you gotta get your eyes checked, girl. I know you're old, but goddamn. You can hit her with your crossbow. Okay, she could see her that way. Alright, she's down. On to the next one. Can't quite get to her, so we'll just do a heal. We'll give it up to Vlaakith. She definitely has lots of knowledge. The fact that she was able to get here and infiltrate this pretty secret base and that she knew we would come here, it's all pretty impressive. Alright, one left. All you, Shadowheart. Good job.
Stand in my way.
Now, Gladys, are you able to attack up there? Or are you gonna say you can't see? Nope, there we go. Beauty. Did 12 damage, 2 left.
Can't afford to let up.
Done. Good job.
Is relentless. You handled it well. Let us hope she exhausts her forces soon.
Yep, I certainly hope that. Alright, now let's see what we've got here. First of all, we can...
There's a statue that conceals the way through. I'll reveal it to you.
Oh, this isn't even the main room? This room was fancy enough. Apparently there's more. Let's loot these bodies. Oh, that immediately may be encumbered. Let's give all this stuff to Halson. What did we pick up anyway? Boots of psionic movement. When a Githyanki casts fly, their next melee weapon attack deals an additional 1 to 4 psychic damage. Wow. And it allows them to cast fly. Okay, we'll give that to Lae'zel when she's back from her vacation. What we got here? For night's use only, do not distribute. Buried beneath the counting house at the path to Baldur's Gate near the upper city. Okay. I should keep that in mind.
Keep going.
Over here, there's a silver key. And a heavy chest. Note about the Shield of Sylvan. Thanks to Gortash's Steel Watchers, it's becoming more and more difficult to have eyes on what's going on in the city. Hear me out. What if we make a play to reclaim the Shield of Sylvan? If it can keep a beholder at bay, surely it could do something to get around those damned scrying eyes. No idea what they're referring to, but presumably some sort of magical artifact. Let's do a quick short rest. And then presumably this is the statue where the hidden entrance is behind. Maybe not.
That's curious.
What's curious? Gladys, you can't just say things like, that's curious, and then not tell me what's curious. Ugh. I hate when she does this.
That's curious.
Oh, there's a button. Curiosity solved.
My old home. Thank you for bringing me back. Look around. You'll find some of my things still intact. Perhaps even useful to you.
A unique shell.
A shell. A keepsake from my final voyage. Pinched in a moment of sentimentality.
We're gonna learn lots about the Emperor here, I guess.
That might be worth a look.
Here we've got the Emperor's wardrobe.
My old wardrobe. The home of all my disguises. We are what we appear to be. And so appearances matter.
Wow, he had a portrait of Duke Stelmane?
What's that?
He really did love her, didn't he?
There she is, in all her glory. Duke Belin Stelmane. My old partner.
There's a random fork here. What? What's a butter fork?
My cutlery set. A gift from my mother. The butter knife is missing, but otherwise it looks to be complete. I don't need it anymore, but the memory stirs something in me still.
Sword of the Emperor, whoa.
My old sword. My first purchase as an adventurer. No use to me anymore. It's yours, if you want it.
I will definitely take it. We're learning so much about the Emperor here. I'm getting lots of good loot, too.
Rascal's collar. My poor four-legged friend.
Like, he really does seem so human, even though he has tentacles. He had a dog, he had a lover. I don't know what these chains are, though.
The chains I used to bind my meals.
Oh, right, I forgot you still had to eat people.
You see, I tried to exercise morality where I could.
Fair enough. There's an empty brain drawer.
An old container for brains. Empty. Shame. It would have been nice to find one to sustain me now.
No, you don't eat brains anymore. Ooh, and then where does the hatch lead? Oh, right into the lower city sewers. Interesting. What do we have here? Look at this. There's a book. And a brain. It says patient log, a journal stamped with the official seal of Duke Belin Stelmane. It appears to be an attendance log of the care given during the Duke's ongoing illness. The most recent entries detail a deterioration in the Duke's condition. Can't explain the relapse. The Duke lacks appetite, awareness, or interest in anything. She occasionally asks after visitor, which I suspect might be cause of current condition. Duke used to receive visitor in private every 10 day, always hooded and cloaked, always shown in and left to attend Duke privately. No luck in finding finding, oddly enough. Can't recall visitors' gender or even stature. Could be half-orc or half-ling for all I know. Hoping for their return. Visits appeared to ease the Duke's mind and body greatly. What's that about? Was the visitor the Emperor? And what was he doing to help her when she was sick? Was he, like, feeding on her brain or something? That is sketchy. Why were they keeping her down here? So many questions. Also, wow, these are a lot of chests. It's just chests on chests down here. Don't mind if I do. Alright. Well, today was a successful day. We found the Emperor's old hideout. We defeated some Githyanki who tried to ambush us. We followed up on our Detective Gladys activities. And now on our next episode, we're going to have to try to go around town and warn some of the people who are on the kill list, as we told the inspector that we would. And then fortunately for her and the rest of the city, we actually know where Orin and the Ballists are holed up. And we have the incantation to get in there now, and so that's where the paths lead. Not only do we have to stop Orin, get Lae'zel back, but we also need to teach her a lesson for what she did to me in a previous life. Although, it may have turned out to be a blessing in disguise. Regardless, guys, thanks so much for watching. As always, so much to do, so little time here in Baldur's Gate 3. I hope you've been enjoying the journey, and I'll see you guys back here again soon.